Christine Dacera was born on April 13, 1997, and was a Filipino flight attendant. She worked for PAL Express, a subsidiary of Philippine Airlines. Christine was the second of 4 siblings in her family. She graduated with honors, earning a bachelor's degree in communication from the University of the Philippines Mindanao in Davao City. Although Christine's family lived in General Santos City, she moved to Manila to work. Christine was a talented and stunningly beautiful young woman. She participated in and won several local beauty pageants. In 2019, she relocated to Manila to work for Philippine Airlines. Friends and colleagues described Christine as a cheerful and friendly person in life, yet serious and professional at work. On December 31, 2020, Christine asked her mother for permission to celebrate the new year with her close friends instead of returning home. Christine had many friends but was particularly close to a group of 5 friends from the LGBT community. Christine and her group often organized parties and outings together, and this was one such occasion. Her 5 close friends were Rommel, who was also her colleague, Clark, Valentine, Jigo, and John. They booked room 2209 at the City Garden Grand Hotel in Makati City for their New Year's Eve celebration. John was the first to check into the hotel at 11 a.m. on December 31st, followed by Christine at noon, and the others checked in throughout the afternoon. Rommel invited 5 additional friends, namely Ray, Louis, Mark, Jamir, and Edward, all of whom were also from the LGBT community. Meanwhile, a group of 13 people rented room 2207 next door. The 2 groups shared some mutual friends. At around 10 p.m., the party began. Christine consumed hard liquor such as tequila and rum mixed with Coca-Cola. Despite COVID-19 restrictions prohibiting gatherings, it seemed that John Halili, the hotel manager, allowed his friends to hold a party there. Around 1:45 a.m., after finishing his shift, John joined the party. At 11:21 p.m., security footage from the 22nd floor hallway showed Christine and her friends leaving room 2209 and heading to room 2207. By 11:38 p.m., Christine and her friends returned to their room. Christine appeared happy, carrying her shoes and holding a drink. Valentine later explained that they went to room 2207 because they had mutual friends there. They played a game called Hip Hop Hooray, and Christine won. Back in room 2209, they began taking photos and videos for social media. At 12:30 a.m., Christine called her family to wish them a Happy New Year and spoke to her mother for a while. At 2:50 a.m., Valentine and Christine went back to room 2207. Meanwhile, a hotel staff member brought a mattress to room 2209. 2 minutes later, at 2:52 a.m., Christine and Valentine returned to their room. Christine initiated a kiss with Valentine, appearing intoxicated. Between 3 a.m. and 6 a.m., Christine frequently moved between room 2209 and room 2207, but never stayed long. Approximately every 10 minutes, her friends from room 2209 would escort her back. At 4:13 a.m., John went to room 2207 to bring Christine back. This time, he carried her back to their room. Though drunk, she seemed sober enough to unlock the door herself. At 4:39 a.m., Valentine and Christine went to room 2207 again, returning at 4:52 a.m., looking cheerful. At 5:05 a.m., Rommel escorted Christine back to room 2209. They appeared to be joking and laughing. At 6:23 a.m., Christine was last seen being carried into the room by Valentine, with Christine herself opening the door. At 7:23 a.m., some individuals from room 2207 began leaving the hotel. By 9 a.m., some friends in room 2209 also departed. At 10 a.m., Rommel woke up to use the bathroom and found Christine lying in the bathtub. Rommel tried to wake her, suggesting she move to the bed for comfort. Christine was still breathing but had her eyes closed. Rommel noted she seemed tired, but Christine gestured for him to leave her alone to sleep, or so he thought. Rommel observed that Christine had her hand placed on her abdomen. He brought her a blanket and pillow before returning to bed. At noon, Rommel entered the bathroom to wake Christine because it was nearly time to check out. It was then he noticed Christine's lips had turned blue, and she was no longer breathing. Panic-stricken, Rommel called the others. By then, only 5 friends remained at the hotel: Jigo, John, Rommel, Valentine, and Clark. They immediately took Christine out of the bathtub and performed CPR. Jigo called the hotel staff and requested an ambulance. Everyone was terrified and panicked. Hotel staff arrived with a wheelchair, but it was small and lacked footrests. Christine's body had already stiffened, making it difficult to position her on the wheelchair. Christine was brought to the hotel clinic. However, the doctor there could not revive her. She was then rushed to Makati City Hospital, but it was too late. By 5 p.m., the hospital declared Christine dead. The next day, January 2nd, 2021, her body was transferred to the Rizzo Funeral Home in Kasai City at 9 a.m. for an autopsy. The autopsy concluded that the cause of death was a ruptured aortic aneurysm. The forensic report stated that Christine had not consumed drugs or any stimulants. However, 150 milliliters of dark fluid was found in her stomach. Forensic findings also indicated no traces of semen on Christine's body. Her underwear contained only her DNA. Examination of her genitals revealed a tear in the hymen, but it was an old, healing injury, not a recent one. The report also noted several bruises on Christine's right arm, thigh, ankle, and foot, as well as a fresh scratch on her left thigh. Additionally, acupuncture marks were observed on her right hand. On January 4, 2021, Philippine police announced to the media that they had solved the case. The police declared it a gang rape incident and stated that sperm was found on Christine's body. This statement confused the public because it directly contradicted the forensic findings released the previous day. Forensic experts had clearly concluded there were no signs of rape. Despite this, the PNP chief stated that 3 men were arrested as suspects in Christine's alleged rape murder: John Dacera, Rommel Deluro, and John Halili. Meanwhile, everyone present at the hotel that night denied harming Christine, especially her close friends in room 2209. They asserted that they were all gay and had no sexual attraction to women. They also emphasized that they had been friends with Christine for a long time and saw her only as a friend. Nevertheless, the police colonel believed the suspects might have used force to rape Christine. He declared that, regardless of being gay, men are still men, especially when drunk. This statement sparked widespread public debate. Some believed the police and argued that Christine's gay friends deserved the death penalty. Others criticized the police for their unprofessional and sloppy investigation, as the forensic results and their conclusions were inconsistent. The case had many suspicious aspects, yet the police hastily declared it solved. Some blamed Christine, arguing that she dressed provocatively, drank excessively, and failed to protect herself. On January 4th, hashtags like Justice for Christine, Stop Victim Blaming, and Protect Intoxicated Women flooded social media. The Philippine police faced heavy criticism for embalming Christine's body before conducting a forensic examination, which could significantly impact the accuracy of toxicology and medical analyses. Police Major Michael admitted he had embalmed Christine's body without her family's consent. However, he justified his actions as compliance with a newly issued regulation following the COVID-19 pandemic. Christine's family did not believe their daughter died from a health condition. They distrusted the forensic findings and demanded a second autopsy. Christine's mother also filed a complaint against the police for their negligent and unprofessional conduct. She believed the bruises on Christine's limbs were evidence of rape. However, Christine's friends explained that she had consumed a lot of alcohol that night. From 3:30 a.m. to 7 a.m., she became unsteady, vomiting repeatedly in the bathroom, and kneeling on the floor for extended periods. They speculated this might explain the bruises on her knees. They recounted how Christine vomited so much that she could not change her clothes and had vomit all over her outfit and hair. They cleaned her up in the bathtub and dressed her in a bathrobe. Since Christine still felt nauseous, she decided to lie in the bathtub instead of the bed to avoid dirtying the sheets. They suggested the bruise on Christine's thigh might have occurred when she stumbled into the bathtub. As for the scratch on her thigh, they explained it happened when they tried to place her on the wheelchair. Since Christine's body had already stiffened, the wheelchair handle scraped her thigh. Christine's mother refused to believe these explanations. She emphasized that her daughter was young and healthy. Furthermore, as a flight attendant, Christine underwent regular health checkups. She would not have been allowed to work if she were unwell. Christine's mother also highlighted footage showing Christine kissing Valentine before entering the room, suggesting it might have encouraged malicious intentions. Valentine countered that Christine initiated the kiss, and it was merely a fleeting moment due to her intoxication. In another clip, Christine was carried back to her room by John. In an interview, John explained they had to escort Christine back to their room multiple times because she was severely intoxicated and vomiting. John mentioned that Christine suddenly collapsed and couldn't stand, so he had no choice but to carry her. Christine's friends insisted they only wanted to help her and had no intention of harming her. They also believed Christine was not raped by the men in room 2207 since she never stayed there alone for more than 10 minutes. Moreover, when they brought her back, she seemed fine. If Christine had been assaulted in room 2207, she would have told them. On January 5th, the Philippine National Bureau of Investigation, NBI, took over the case and conducted a second autopsy. Tissue samples were collected from Christine's body, and fluid samples were tested to determine whether she had been raped. On January 6th, 3 of Christine's friends were released when the NBI ruled out murder as the cause of her death. After 2 autopsies, experts concluded that Christine died of a ruptured aortic aneurysm. She suffered cardiopulmonary arrest, which led to the rupture. A legal medical report dated January 11th revealed Christine's heart weighed 500 grams, while a normal heart weighs only 300 grams. This finding indicated that Christine had undiagnosed hypertension for years, causing her heart to enlarge. An aneurysm is common among older individuals and is often caused by atherosclerosis. However, it can also occur in younger individuals due to complications from other conditions. In Christine's case, increased blood pressure in her aorta weakened the vessel, leading to its rupture. Hypertension can cause various symptoms, including fatigue, nausea, and sweating. Christine and her friends may have attributed these symptoms to alcohol consumption and a hangover, failing to seek medical attention in time. On April 27th, the police dropped rape charges against the 11 men at the hotel with Christine that night. Despite her family submitting evidence and refusing to believe the forensic findings, the police lacked sufficient grounds to charge her friends. More than a week after her death, Christine was brought back to her hometown and laid to rest at Forest Lake Memorial Park in Santos City. Over a year after Christine's death, her friends appeared on a television interview. They revealed that their lives had been turned upside down since that fateful day. Although acquitted, they struggled to find new jobs. They faced relentless online harassment and insults. Among them, Jigo was said to be the most affected. He had to sell off assets left by his late mother and suffered from prolonged depression. Despite losing their dignity and careers for a crime they didn't commit, Christine's friends vowed to rebuild their lives. Through this ordeal, they realized the importance of family and true friends. The pain endured by Christine's family was unimaginable, and it seemed they could not accept the circumstances of her passing. Happiness is fragile, and life is unpredictable. Let us cherish every day as if it were our last.